Sup guys, King here, bringing you a discussion slash prediction video for Resident Evil 9. Before I begin, please remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, we are 10 days from Resident Evil 9 officially releasing. I think I was off by a day, but yeah, it's coming out in 10 days. And apparently there's already copies leaking out online. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about what I'm going to plan to do when this game comes out. So yeah, I'm going to be playing this on the PS5. I'm going to be playing in first person with Grace first and third person with Leon. I don't know whether or not I'm going to do multiple playthroughs for this. But if I do, most likely I'm going to be recording it and then posting it. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be streaming this like the old games. I'm going to try and record all of this so I can easily edit it. And yeah, I think that's how I'm going to go about doing it. Hopefully it'll be cool. But yeah, moving on to the topic at hand. So yeah, we got our first copies out in the wild. From someone. So if you want to go dark, now is the time to do it.
Time to abandon ship.
So yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled, now's the time to do it. I'm gonna try. I say I'm gonna try. It's probably not gonna happen, but I'm gonna try and avoid spoilers for this.
Your powers are weak, old man.
Or at best, I'm gonna just try and avoid watching any spoiler videos on it. I'll probably read stuff, but I won't watch the footage. So, you know, because there's always a big difference between reading something and seeing something for the first time. So I'm gonna try and avoid those spoilers, but I most likely will probably read some of the stuff. I'm just curious if there's gonna be any returning characters, like other than the ones we're presuming are gonna be in this. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, if you want to avoid spoilers as a whole, time to go dark now. Time to go dark. This is it. 10 days, guys. Let's see if we can hold on. And yeah, I'm curious if I'm gonna get my copy a day early or not. I'm not gonna play it straight away, of course, because I'm gonna be going to the cinema and watch Scream 7, and then when I come back, then I'm gonna start playing the game if my copy has arrived by then. Hopefully it has. But yeah. Let's go through my prediction stuff now. So here we go, the main topic at hand. So, Leon. Is he gonna live or is he gonna die? So my predictions for this. Personally, I want Leon to die. I want him to get a tragic, emotional ending. But I don't see it happening because this is the same company that, you know, that was gonna put Leon originally in Resident Evil Code Veronica, but then they chickened out and took him out because they were planning to kill him off in that, and they replaced him with Steve Burnside, and then they were gonna kill him off in the original beta versions for Resident Evil 4. That didn't happen, and then of course they were gonna kill off Chris in RE6, and Piers was gonna take over, but again they chickened out. So I don't see these guys. I don't see Capcom doing this. I don't see them killing Leon off. But if they do, well done if they do. Because for me, Leon's always sort of been their version of, you know, James Bond and John Wick. If I had to make a comparison, I'd say he's similar to those characters. He's a very tragic character who, from the beginning, has just been doused in tragedy. So I just feel like for an ending for his character, it would make a lot of sense for him to go out in an emotional way. But I don't see it happening. So I'm going to say Leon is going to live. Sherry Birkin, obviously confirmed, most likely infected. I don't think she's going to be getting involved in the action. She'll be the girl over the radio and helping out from there. That doesn't mean that someone else can't come in and help. Which goes to number 3. I do think, well, technically this is number 2. This is about returning characters. I do think Claire is going to be one of the returning characters. Because if Leon is dying from this infection that he got from Raccoon City and Sherry's dying from it as well, then it only makes sense there's going to be other characters affected. And since this seems to be sort of like a homage to Resident Evil 2 in a way with the callbacks, I'm assuming Claire's going to be in this game in some shape or form. I'm expecting her to appear at least in the ending or get mentioned or at least have some sort of cameo. So I'm expecting that. At best, she'll probably get DLC. Maybe not. But that leads me to the next theory I have. So number 3. I do think Chris is going to show up in this, and let me explain why. This isn't really to do with the leaks we've gotten, because those are most likely BS. It's more to do with the fact that RE8 originally was going to have a DLC with Chris versus the BSA, but they chose to do the Winters storyline with and continue that with Rosemary instead, which makes me believe that they're gonna use the Chris versus BSA DLC idea for Resident Evil 9 instead. If Claire's involved in this game and she's infected, I'm expecting Chris to be involved in some shape or form. And I'm expecting the BSA to be involved in some shape or form. I'm expecting the revelation that, you know, the BSA soldiers are in fact being made at the Rhodes Hill Center, perhaps. So I'm assuming there's going to be some connection there. Maybe, maybe not. There's also the fact that you're going back to Raccoon City. You're going back to the Raccoon City ruins. You're going back to the RPD. Why not have there be a scenario where you go back to the ruins of the Arklay Mansion and discover that, oh, someone's rebuilt it and has done some stuff there, right? And I'm thinking if you're going to do that, it would make sense to have maybe Chris or someone like Jill come in. But I think that's where Chris is going to come in, and I'm thinking maybe that is what a potential DLC is going to be. I do think we're going to get multiple DLC for this. At best, we're getting 2, but I think there's going to be multiple DLC. But yeah, I think if Chris shows up in this game, it's going to be DLC only. He's going to be mentioned, and most likely he'll make like a few second cameo at the end like he did in RE7. I'm thinking at worst. That's, or at best. No, that would be at worst. At best, he gets a DLC. That's what I'm thinking. At number 4, do I think Ada Wong is going to show up? So I'm thinking, because you've had a lot of sources now saying, a lot of leakers that we know saying that Ada is not in this. They've not heard anything about Ada showing up in this. I'm thinking Ada, at worst, is going to be a cameo in this game. Like, if Leon does die, I'm thinking she's going to show up at the very end, maybe to comfort him, or if there is a funeral or something, she's going to show up there, or there'll be a scene. Worst case scenario, we get a flashback, right? And it's revealed that Ada actually died during this flashback. That's the worst thing I can think of, and that's what they will do with the character, but I don't see them, I don't know, I don't see Capcom being brave enough to do something like that or pulling something like that off. I think best case scenario, she's gonna be a cameo, or she is gonna show up, but she's gonna be hiding her identity, and she's gonna be a totally different character that we won't recognize, only for the big twist to come in at the end that it was Ada helping out in that. So maybe not, but fingers crossed. At number, so what, this would be number 5, Grace. So yeah, I've been predicting for a while now that Grace is a test tube baby or an experiment of some sort. I don't think she's Alyssa's biological daughter. I think it is going to be revealed that she was an experiment or something that Alyssa rescued, and that Gideon and the main villain, whoever they are, want it back. So yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be one of the big twists in this game. At number 6, regarding Alyssa, I'm thinking we're going to get DLC with her. We'll most likely get a flashback revealing what happened in terms of her rescuing a young Grace or baby Grace. But I'm thinking we are going to get DLC with Alyssa at one point. I'm going with the theory here that we'll probably have 2 different types of DLC, one that's set in the past and one that's set in the present time or future, and that one is going to be following Alyssa in the past, and another one is going to follow another returning character. And also, I'm going to predict that through maybe this DLC with Alyssa, or maybe some background stuff with Alyssa, we're going to find out what happened to some of the other Outbreak survivors. Maybe not, but it'll be a good way to tie off some loose ends, right? Is this number 7? So at number 7, I think, yeah, Gideon. I'm thinking a lot of theories are going around he's going to mutate into some sort of snake creature. I'm thinking that's going to happen. I'm thinking he's going to mutate into a snake of some sort, and he's going to be the final boss of the Rhodes Hill Center. And then we're going to go to Raccoon City, and we're going to meet the main villain or one of the main villains, and then we're going to get the final villain, whoever that's going to be. But yeah, I do predict, like a lot of people have predicted, Gideon's going to turn into a giant snake. So that's going to be one of the predictions here. Nathan Dempsey. So yeah, he's 100% a bad guy, I think. He's definitely like working with Gideon somehow. I don't think he's the master. I don't think he's the big bad boss. But I do think he's going to be either connected to the family if they're bringing them back, or it's going to be the connections. So I'm thinking this guy's got something tied in with either Brandon Bailey / the connections, or it's going to be the family if they decide to do that. Personally, I don't really see the need for them to go back and bring back the bloody Illuminati, but and I also feel like if they were to do an RE6 remake, they'll just probably cut those references out because it just makes no sense. But if they do follow up on that, then yeah, maybe he's a member of that group, or it's like I said, it's the connections, and we're finally going to see something about them, and they're going to be brought into the light. Which brings me to this part here regarding them. Who do I think these guys are? I'm thinking this is a connections group, or it's the BSA. So, or it's the Wolfhound Squad. So how is it? What was it? The Hound Wolf Squad? It's one or the other, but honestly, I can't really like say 100%. It's one or the other. It's either Connection soldiers, or it's BSA soldiers, or it's the freaking it's Chris's group, and they're gonna cameo in this game, or it's a flashback, and that's what the DLC is gonna be. So yeah, we're gonna go into a lab, and I'm thinking this lab is gonna be located under the ruins of Raccoon City. Someone did say that this is probably the Nest 3. So the one in Resident Evil 2 remake was called the Nest Lab, right? And the one in Resident Evil 3 remake was called Nest 2. So yeah, I'm thinking there's another Nest, unless the lab in Resident Evil 3, the Nest 2 lab in Resident Evil 3 remake, somehow remained intact, though damaged, but still somewhat intact, and this is a continuation of that perhaps. But most likely it's a new lab, and yeah, this is the self-destruct probably going off. So yeah, who's the main villain? Who's gonna be the main big bad of this game? Honestly, the more I think about it, I think, especially with them how they're saying that this is gonna tie back into like the old OG games, this is going back to the beginning. I'm thinking Spencer is the one that makes the most sense. I am thinking they're sort of going to go back to the original ideas of Leon confronting and fighting Spencer. I'm thinking this is what we're going to get. Like, he is going to be the guy that's probably going to get revived or revealed to have been alive the whole time. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how this is going to work. But if Spencer is alive, we're most likely going to get a reference to Albert and Alex Wesker as well. So there's going to be some sort of Wesker Children project a theme going on in the background if Spencer is involved and indeed returning, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Emily, I'm still sticking with the theory that she is like potentially the big bad main BOW of this game. Like this is someone you're gonna rescue, and either she is innocent and she's gonna get kidnapped, and Leon and Grace are gonna team up and go all the way to Raccoon City to save her and stop whoever's behind all this. Or she is in fact very dangerous and needs to be put down, and it's all a trick. She's the one that's causing the outbreak at the Rhodes Hill Center, and she escapes, and somehow this is tied in with the connections, and this is going to lead to Raccoon City somehow. I don't know, it's one or the other, but we'll see. Do I think Raccoon City is going to be semi-open world? I'm thinking we're going to be able to do some exploring. I'm thinking this is when we're finally going to get a noose out of the car, and we're going to be able to drive it around here and there, similar to like Uncharted 4 or Lost Legacy. So we're going to have this very semi-open world Raccoon City, and we're going to go to Pacific places. I'm going to do some side content here and there until we move on to the main story, which is probably going to, start from the Arpity station perhaps. Again, I have to wait and see. Returning enemies, I'm thinking, yeah, the Licker's definitely coming back. Mutated Licker. I'm thinking we're going to get Hunters maybe. Maybe it's a big if on the Hunters. And I'm hopeful we'll get like adult G embryos back as well, maybe mutated versions of those, because there was that whole chasm under the sewers, under the RPD, so maybe there's a form of that, perhaps, that spread. Maybe we get Lickers mixed with G virus mutations or something, I don't know. That would be kind of cool to see. But yeah, I am thinking we're going to see a lot of familiar enemies that are mutated now, so yeah. And finally, is Alex Wesker going to be in this game? So yeah, if Claire is coming back in this game, and if Spencer's going to be in this game, then Albert and Alex surely have to be mentioned somehow in the background. Not to mention, I'm still weirded out by the fact that they had Maggie literally dress up as Alex Wesker from Revelations 2. So, because the outfit looked very, very similar. So, something definitely is going on there, like, in my opinion, that maybe it is a hint. Maybe the master is Alex. Maybe it is Natalia and she's grown up and she's taken over. Maybe. I don't know. It would be really awesome if Alex is like the secret main villain in this. But the Road to Requiem video didn't really mention Revelations 2 or Wesker in particular, or the Weskers, if you will. So I don't know, unless this is something they're keeping a surprise for the game to come out for us to find out then, and then it's like, oh my god, like this is for the fans, do you know what I mean? But I'm hoping we get something Wesker related, I really do. And since Sherry's in it as well, I'm hoping we get a reference to Jake as well, so I think that would be kind of cool. And maybe that they could use that as a setup, maybe going forward to a future Ori game that has Alex be the main villain, that has maybe Albert come back perhaps somehow, and has Jake as a main character. So, fingers crossed. But yeah, that's my predictions. That's my prediction. I honestly don't know if there's any more I could really think of, but those are the main predictions I've had, and those are the ones I wanted to point out. And that's really that. now it's just a case of waiting for this game to come out and finding out whether or not a lot of this is true or not, and seeing where it goes. I did have another prediction as well, that it would be revealed that there might be survivors in Raccoon City still, so I'm hoping that's maybe sort of true. Maybe there's survivors and they're kept prisoner, they're being experimented on, so... But, you know, from what we've seen of the city, it does look abandoned, so maybe not. But, again, you never know. But, yeah, guys, that's my prediction video. Spoilers are definitely going to start coming out properly by tomorrow or the day after. So, I mean, if the game is out now and people are playing it, there's definitely something leaking, for sure. Maybe in the next 24 hours, maybe in the next 48 hours, maybe in the next 72 hours. I don't know, but spoilers are definitely going to start piling up, for sure. But yeah, that's my video. I hope you liked it. As always, remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, this might be the last video I do before RE9 comes out. I don't know if I'm going to do a spoiler video if I do read spoilers. I don't know. If there is a launch trailer, then obviously I'm going to react to it. And if there is still a few days left before the game comes out, I'll try and do a breakdown. But if not, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But at this point, I'm personally going to try and go sort of half dark here. Like... I'm going to try and avoid video spoilers specifically, like, oh, here's a video, a cutscene. Not watching it. I'm not going to watch it. I'll read stuff, but I won't watch it. So, yeah, I know, difference.
You lie!
But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, take care, and I shall see... Yeah, screwed up there. I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye.